My name is Ryan Crowther, and I'm the founder of Everett Music Initiative. Thank you for coming to the EMI Gala tonight. We appreciate your support a lot. Everett Music Initiative was created in 2012 on a whiteboard, really. The idea was really two things. One, create resources and a community amongst local musicians in Everett. And two, provide a place for touring musicians and getting Everett on the map. A lot of people are coming up I-5 traveling from Portland, Seattle, Bellingham, Vancouver, and really the idea was to make sure that Everett was on the map for touring artists. The early days really looked like throwing monthly shows at the Anchor Pub. Those started in May of 2012. Our first show was I Will Keep Your Ghost and the Grizzled Mighty on May 12th of 2012. And I would say we probably had about 60 people. And each month we would throw shows and they just got bigger and bigger until January when we had Moto Pony, Hot Bodies in Motion, and we sold over 300 tickets. And it was then that the team really realized we were onto something. There's a demand in Everett, there's something special here, and there's a void here. And really, I guess you could say the rest is history. Coming into 2013, we really wanted to have a first birthday party, and we announced a slew of great Seattle artists at the historic Everett Theater that we sold over 400 tickets to. And that year we started partnerships like doing the beer garden at 4th of July with City of Everett, and doing the beer garden at Music at the Marina. And we also, that 4th of July, had buskers, including Steel Beans, all downtown during the parade on the 4th of July parade. It was late 2013 that we really decided that we wanted to do a music festival. And really the third leg to our stool was to create one weekend where everyone looked to Everett for local, regional, and national talent, bands that aren't gonna play Everett unless it's Fisherman's Village weekend. And that became Fisherman's Village Music Festival. And we launched that in 2014. That was right alongside our venue that we opened just before Fisherman's Village called the Cannery. A few of you might have remembered early shows with touring artists such as Kevin Morby, Chad Valley from London, and a number of great kind of regional local acts that we had at the Cannery. And that was when it really felt like we had a community. There was a place to go, a place to do a show we could count on with a strong sound system and really running our own program. And that really is kind of when it felt like we had an actual community behind Everett Music Initiative. That was also where Fauna Shade practiced. A number of great local bands, kind of got their start at that time at the Cannery. And it was just a really, really neat time. It probably wasn't more than a year later that we received notice from the landlord that the owner of the building had passed, and a construction company wanted to purchase the building that we were in, and we got a small check, we'll call it, to vacate, and that was the end of the Cannery. But with that was probably 18 months of some of the best times I can remember. It's fun to look back on Fisherman's Village Music Festival because the truth is we really had no idea what we were doing. And in 2014, we were preparing for this monster of an event with, I think it was 50 plus bands over 4 stages covering downtown Everett. And the whole event, no one would have known what disarray we were all in, because people were happy, music was playing, music happened on time. Meanwhile, it was chaos, and we might have lost a few bucks, and I might have had to sleep on the stage one night because security bailed. But overall, that event was incredible, and I think just paved the way for this really special weekend where everyone who loved music, especially emerging bands, got together in downtown, and it became Everett's Weekend. And here we are 13 years later, and we have something really cool building. Coming into 2020, we had several great years behind us. We had just had Fisherman's Village in 2019 out by the Scuttlebutt Brewery. We partnered with Scuttlebutt and did a bunch of big shows in the tap room. That was kind of the new thing at the time. And we felt like we had really something cool going. And of course, just like everyone, we all attended our last show in March, and here came a pandemic. It's easier to explain at the end, but even during the pandemic, I knew that music got hit just as hard, if not harder, than any other industry. And watching, friends and touring acts, being a part of a production team who produces events and, has a passion for this, it was a tough time. And I think we just knew no matter what, we had to deliver what we'd continued to deliver in a very different way. And what we really decided on was two things. One, we were going to create Homebodies, and Homebodies was a series of over 20 shows played online in April, I believe, of 2020, online. And we had artists like Carl Blau, can't even remember now, it's been so long, but just a bunch of really great local musicians that were either from Everett, Seattle, or afar, that were willing to hop on and do 4 to 10 songs and play online. And people really appreciated it. And I think in that time of just pure chaos and a lot of questions and just not really knowing what's next, it brought some kind of normal times for people where they could turn on YouTube on their big TV at home and just watch some local bands play some songs. The second thing we really wanted to do was make sure we did something for Fisherman's Village Music Festival. And with the Homebodies that we'd already done, we decided that we really wanted to pull together a virtual music festival, which basically means pulling together a TV production crew and creating a TV show during a pandemic. And I know nothing about this, and between probably 8 of us, we managed to pull together a skeleton crew of incredible videographers, editors, sound engineers, with 12 bands recorded over 3 days or 4 days at the historic Everett Theater. We pulled together this amazing show that was 4 songs from each artist, and really weaved in this kind of commercial breaks with fun things like Andrew Vate showing his kind of virtual production collaboration with artists and how to write songs. Visit Everett, who was helping to kind of promote small business at the time during the pandemic. And it really just felt like that local showcase of really neat things happening in a time that we all really needed it. That was honestly, truly one of the best professional and personal experiences of my life. And I'm so glad we have all this footage online that I occasionally still watch and just get to look back on. Coming out of the pandemic, it was a really interesting time because we announced We took a shot and announced a show on 4th of July within days of the state reopening. And if you know anything about our team, it's that we're willing to take a little risk. And we just decided to announce, put it out, and sold over 1,000 tickets for Rock the Fourth on the 4th of July. And it was just a massive show. And there was this spirit of everyone getting that chance to be out and see each other and connect and listen to music. And it was a beautiful day. And I think this kind of set this whole next stage for us of coming out of this pandemic and really creating these big events that everyone was looking after. Fisherman's Village Music Festival moved to 2021. We brought that back in September, and that one was a tough one. It rained. It was a little light on attendance, but it didn't matter. Like, we had it back, and we were off and running. One of the other things that happened during that time was the city announced that they wanted to be more of an event convener and less of an event producer, and had to make some tough budget challenges and decisions around events and things happening, and chose to figure out what's next for music at the Marina. And we decided we were going to take it, and worked with Carrie Lonergan and a few other folks, and brought this back in 2021 with 4 weeks. And that was also just the beginning of something we never imagined. 2022 Music at the Marina went to 6 weeks, and 2023, 24, and this year we'll have 8 full weeks of free music down at the Marina. And I just have to say, like, the amount of people that come out and enjoy this event is we never would have guessed. This year we requested some data for last year after just wanting to see kind of how many people were there, and we got some data from Placer.ai through the Downtown Everett Association that said there was 5,500 cell phones down at the port during Music at the Marina for the Little Lies. And I think it's just amazing to me how many people are enjoying this event, and just the different types of folks, from kids to families to older folks, and folks of every walk of life who come down and now know that Thursday is just a day you don't miss down at the waterfront. I think what's most exciting about coming into 2025 is just the collaborative spirit that we have downtown amongst business owners, the arena, Johnny Carswell at Apex, the Downtown Everett Association, the city. There's just a real spirit of collaboration and wanting to help each other, and worried about not just your own business, but how other businesses are doing. And I think that it's going to be that spirit that takes us to a whole new level in Everett. I think for Fisherman's Village coming back in May, we get to be at Apex. It'll be the first time we've ever been just in one building. And I think it's going to be a really special one. One big, huge aspect of growth and sustainability for the organization was the opportunity to fold our operations under the Snohomish County Music Project. It was a time for Snohomish County Music Project where, it was a time for transition, and they were really looking for opportunities of other ideas. And it just kind of hit me one day that this would be the perfect kind of legacy to fall under, to bring kind of this new energy that we're building downtown, and really kind of have this opportunity to be a bona fide 501c3. With that came sort of a new group of board members, and having Johnny Carswell, Tria Rohde, Graham Reichman, Vashti Kuros, and David James on a board, and getting to kind of work through with them. I think is going to allow us just kind of more infrastructure and having a bit more resources at hand and kind of brains around the table. And I think having, our big team of people who bring these events together, whether it be Johnny Aaliyah, Katie Lewis, Nate Feaster, and plenty of other folks who continue to keep coming back and helping out. So I think it's a really exciting time for the organization, and I think what we keep seeing is just these opportunities to grow. That includes partnerships with the city like Sorticulture, 4th of July, and plenty others. Partnerships with the port and cruising to Colby, with Rock the Boat, and music at the Marina, of course, and just kind of these weird opportunities that fall in our lap of bringing touring artists to the community, some of which have never come to the Pacific Northwest. And I think it's just getting to showcase what we do and introduce them to this amazing community here is by far my favorite part of this. Thank you all so much again for coming to tonight's EMI Gala, and thank you for sitting through this long video. But I just get a lot of questions about how people can support Everett Music Initiative and Snohomish County Music Project, and that is really to spread the word. What we're trying to build, we've been trying to build for 13 years, and we got a long way to go. We need people to know about events that are happening. We need to add people to our email lists and our newsletter. And we need, just between Music at the Marina and Fisherman's Village Music Festival, we have to raise $200,000 in sponsorships and grants. And so that provides business owners a great opportunity to do something super meaningful for the community, while getting their name out and having their name attached to this really neat thing that people are really enjoying about the community they live in. Spreading the message about sponsorships and attending, I think, are by far the two best ways. We're also now a 501c3, and for those looking year-round to give to a great cause, we offer that as well. So we really appreciate your support, and thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and we hope to see you out at an event here soon.